You know that feeling. It's 2 a.m. You're asleep. And suddenly it hits. A sharp, stabbing pain shoots through your calf. Your leg seizes up. You jolt awake, gasping, clutching the muscle that feels like it's tearing from the bone. You don't know whether to stretch or scream. And worst of all, it keeps happening. Every night, again and again. You wonder, is this just part of getting older? Is there nothing I can do but wait it out? Maybe take another pill, even though you're already tired of taking pills for everything. But here's the truth most people don't know. For seniors, nighttime leg cramps are often a signal, not just a symptom. A signal that your body is missing something, something you can fix, not with medicine, but with food. Yes, food. In today's video, you'll discover the top 4 foods that can help prevent leg cramps naturally. These aren't miracle cures or trendy superfoods. They're everyday items you can find in any grocery store. Foods backed by science. Foods that work, especially for seniors. Because when it comes to muscle pain, the right nutrients can change everything. They can help you sleep deeper, move easier, and feel stronger, day after day. And one of them? It's something you probably have in your kitchen right now, but you've been overlooking it for years. So before we dive in, I'd love to know, have you ever been woken up by leg cramps? And if so, what have you tried that actually helped? Drop a comment below. You might help someone else sleep better tonight. Let's get started. Food 1. Eggs. Let's start with something familiar. Eggs. They've been part of your breakfast for decades. Scrambled, boiled over easy. But did you know they might also be the key to stopping those painful leg cramps? It sounds almost too simple, right? How could something so ordinary be so powerful? The truth lies inside the yolk and in what happens to your muscles as you age. As we get older, our muscles don't repair the way they used to. We lose strength. We lose mass. It's called sarcopenia, and it makes you more prone to cramps, spasms, and stiffness. But here's the good news. Protein helps fight that decline. Not just any protein, but complete protein, the kind that contains all 9 essential amino acids. And eggs? They're one of the most complete sources on Earth. One large egg gives you 6 grams of high-quality protein, the kind your body needs to rebuild tired muscle fibers. It also supports muscle contraction, endurance, and recovery. That means fewer cramps, less tension, and yes, better sleep. But that's just the start. Eggs are also one of the few foods that naturally contain vitamin D, and this is crucial. Why? Because without enough vitamin D, your body can't absorb calcium properly. And without calcium, your muscles struggle to contract and relax smoothly. That's when the cramping begins. Now here's a question. How much vitamin D do you actually get from an egg? About 40 IU. That might not sound like much, but for seniors who rarely get sun exposure, every bit counts, especially when you pair eggs with other D-rich foods like fortified milk or salmon. It's like building a team, and eggs are your captain. Still, some of you might be wondering, aren't eggs bad for cholesterol? Should I be cutting back? It's a fair question, but recent studies show that for most healthy seniors, eating 6 to 7 eggs a week is perfectly safe. In fact, replacing processed meats with eggs can actually benefit your heart. Of course, if you have specific conditions like high cholesterol or kidney issues, it's always smart to check with your doctor. And if you're worried, egg whites are a great option too. But there's something else inside that egg that matters, something most people overlook. Vitamin B12. If you've ever felt tingling, numbness, or strange muscle spasms, B12 could be the missing piece. As we age, we absorb less B12, especially if we're on medications like metformin or acid reflux pills. And when your nerves don't fire properly, your muscles suffer. Eggs help restore that connection. B12 supports the myelin sheath, the protective layer around your nerves. That means smoother communication between nerves and muscles, and fewer misfires that cause cramping. Combine that with choline, another nutrient in eggs, and you've got a powerful combo for protecting nerve health. Now let me ask you this. When was the last time you had an egg, not just for breakfast, but as a way to care for your muscles? Because the truth is, for older adults, eggs are more than food. They're muscle medicine. Affordable, accessible, and easy to digest, especially if chewing or heavy meats are a challenge. And if you're vegetarian, but still eat dairy and eggs, this is one of your best sources of B12 without needing a supplement. Here's something to try. Make eggs part of your evening meal, not just your morning. That way, your body gets a protein boost to support overnight muscle repair. Some people even report fewer nighttime cramps when they include eggs at dinner. So tell me, how do you usually prepare your eggs? Is it a habit or a healing ritual? Drop your favorite recipe in the comments. Someone else might be inspired to try it tonight. And now that you know what this humble little food can do for your legs, let's move to something a little sweeter and even more powerful when it comes to potassium. Food 2, bananas. Now let's talk about a fruit you probably already love. Bananas. They're soft, sweet, easy to digest. But here's something you might not know. A single banana might be the reason you wake up pain-free tomorrow. That's not an exaggeration. Bananas are one of the best natural sources of potassium, and potassium is essential for muscle function. Think of it like a traffic signal between your brain and your muscles. Without enough potassium, the signals get scrambled, your muscles misfire, and suddenly your calf is locking up at 2 a.m. again. One medium banana has about 420 milligrams of potassium. That's roughly 12% of your daily needs. For older adults, especially those on diuretics or blood pressure meds, potassium loss is common. Add dehydration or poor appetite into the mix, and the deficiency grows quietly until your legs remind you the hard way. But here's the beauty of bananas. They don't just bring potassium to the table, they also deliver magnesium, another key mineral that helps your muscles relax, not just contract. And they contain vitamin B6, which supports nerve function, reduces inflammation, and boosts red blood cell production, all crucial for muscle recovery. So what does that mean in practice? Eating a banana 1 to 2 hours before bed can help calm overactive muscles, balance your electrolytes, and ease you into deeper sleep. Some seniors find that just one banana a day dramatically cuts down their cramps, especially if they combine it with proper hydration. Now that raises a good question. How many bananas are too many? For most people, 1 a day is ideal. 2 is fine if you're dealing with frequent cramps, but if you're diabetic or watching your blood sugar, pair that banana with fiber. Think almonds, chia seeds, or whole grain toast. That slows down the sugar spike and keeps your energy steady. Let me ask you something. Have you ever felt a leg cramp disappear after eating a banana? Or maybe you've noticed your sleep is better on the days you have one. If so, you're not imagining it. In fact, a 2018 study found that seniors with low vitamin B6 levels experienced more frequent cramping and nerve-related discomfort. And bananas? They're one of nature's richest sources, but that's not all. Bananas also support hydration. They contain water, natural sugars, and electrolytes, making them especially useful if your cramps are tied to mild dehydration. That's why some experts suggest pairing a banana with a glass of water or coconut water before bed. It's a simple ritual, but it can make your night feel completely different. Here's a small tip. Don't wait until the cramp hits. Use bananas as a preventive tool, a daily habit, not a rescue plan. And before we move on, I want to hear from you. Have bananas made a difference in your sleep or your muscles? Do you eat them plain, in smoothies, or maybe with oatmeal? Share your go-to combo in the comments. You might just inspire someone else to give it a try. Now, the next food might not be as sweet, but it's crunchy, full of minerals, and could be the missing piece in your muscle recovery. Let's dive into something small, but mighty, food. Nuts and seeds. You might not think of a handful of nuts as medicine, but when it comes to preventing muscle cramps, especially those late-night Charlie horses, nuts and seeds are some of the most powerful tools you can add to your diet. Let's start with magnesium. This mineral is essential for muscle relaxation. Without enough of it, your muscles stay tight, twitchy, and prone to sudden spasms. Unfortunately, most seniors don't get nearly enough, and that's one major reason cramps strike at night when your body's trying to repair itself. Now guess what? Some of the best sources of magnesium are foods you can eat by the handful. Pumpkin seeds, almonds, cashews. Just 1 ounce of pumpkin seeds gives you 40% of your daily magnesium needs. Almonds and cashews offer nearly 20%. That means adding just a small snack, one you can carry in your pocket, might dramatically improve your nighttime muscle health. But that's not the only benefit. Nuts and seeds also contain potassium, another cramp-fighting electrolyte. Pistachios pack nearly 300 milligrams per ounce. Almonds give you 200. And if you're combining these with your banana or your morning eggs, you're building a muscle support system that works around the clock. Still wondering how something so small can have such a big impact? The answer isn't just in the minerals, it's in the fats, specifically the healthy ones. Walnuts and flax seeds provide omega-3 fatty acids, which reduce inflammation and improve blood flow. Almonds and cashews offer monounsaturated fats that help deliver oxygen and nutrients to your muscles. Better circulation means fewer cramps. It's that simple. But wait, let's pause for a second. When do you usually eat nuts or seeds? If you're like most people, it's probably random. A snack here, a handful there, but what if you made it intentional? What if you had a small portion after exercise, to help your muscles recover, or before bed, to give your body the minerals it needs while you sleep? You don't need a lot, just an ounce a day. That's about 20 almonds, or 2 tablespoons of seeds. Sprinkle them on oatmeal, blend them into a smoothie, or just enjoy them plain. What matters most is consistency and quality. Choose unsalted, raw, or dry roasted varieties to avoid excess of sodium, which can actually make cramping worse. And here's something important. Not everyone tolerates nuts the same way. If you have digestive issues, try soaking your almonds or switching to seeds like chia or pumpkin, which are often gentler. If you have nut allergies, don't worry. There are still plenty of magnesium-rich options like dark leafy greens, which we'll get to next. Let me ask you, when was the last time you thought of nuts as a muscle remedy? Most people see them as snacks, but now you know they're far more than that. They're compact, nutrient-dense, and perfectly designed to support senior muscle health. So tell me in the comments, do you have a favorite nut or seed that helps you feel better? Maybe something you snack on that makes you feel just a bit stronger the next day. Share it below. Your go-to might be someone else's new habit. And now, let's move from crunchy to leafy. The next food might be sitting in your fridge. Ignored, forgotten, but it could be the key to stronger legs and smoother nights. Food. Dark leafy greens. Let's be honest, most of us don't crave leafy greens. They're not flashy, they're not comforting like eggs or sweet like bananas. But if you've been skipping your greens, your muscles might be paying the price, especially at night. Dark leafy greens, like spinach, kale, and Swiss chard, are packed with nutrients that directly impact muscle health. They're rich in magnesium, the same mineral we talked about earlier that helps muscles relax instead of spasm. But here's the part most people overlook. They also provide calcium and vitamin K, and those two work together in a way that most supplements can't replicate. Think of calcium as the signal that tells your muscles to contract, and vitamin K as the gatekeeper that helps your bones absorb that calcium properly. Without enough K, calcium floats around without direction, and that imbalance can trigger cramping. What's fascinating is that recent research shows supplementing with vitamin K2 significantly reduces the intensity and frequency of nighttime cramps in older adults. But instead of reaching for pills, why not reach for a plate? A cup of cooked spinach or a handful of sautéed kale can make a huge difference. And when you eat your greens with a bit of healthy fat, like olive oil or chopped almonds, your body absorbs the fat-soluble vitamins even better. It's a small trick with a big payoff. Now I get it. Greens aren't always easy to work into your routine. Maybe you don't like the taste. Maybe your teeth or digestion aren't what they used to be. But here's an idea. Add spinach to your morning eggs. Blend kale into a fruit smoothie. Simmer Swiss chard in soup. The goal isn't to eat a mountain of salad, it's to add small servings consistently in ways that work for you. Still not convinced? Let me ask you something. Have you ever gone a few days without greens, and then suddenly felt more stiff, more tired, more prone to cramps? It's not just in your head. Your body craves these minerals, and leafy greens deliver them in one of the most bioavailable forms nature offers. For seniors on a budget, greens are also one of the most affordable, nutrient-dense foods out there. And unlike supplements, they bring a full package of fiber, antioxidants, and plant compounds that support gut health and reduce inflammation, both of which play a role in chronic muscle pain. So here's a challenge. This week, try adding leafy greens to just one meal per day. It doesn't have to be dramatic, just intentional. Then come back and tell us, did you notice a change? Did your legs feel different? Did you sleep a little better? Let me know in the comments. And if you have a favorite way to make greens taste great, especially for folks who aren't big on veggies, share it. You could help someone fall in love with spinach for the first time. Now we've talked about 4 foods, 4 simple choices that could change how your legs feel, how you sleep, and how confident you feel moving through the day. But before we wrap up, let's bring it all together and talk about what to do next. So now you know, it's not just your age, it's not just one of those things. Nighttime leg cramps are often your body's way of asking for help, quietly, then loudly, until it wakes you up at 2 a.m. But the good news is, you can answer that call, and you don't need a prescription. You just need 4 foods. Eggs to rebuild your muscles, restore vitamin D, and reconnect nerve signals. Bananas, to replace lost potassium, soothe nerve tension, and hydrate from the inside out. Nuts and seeds, to deliver magnesium and anti-inflammatory fats that help your muscles stay calm. Leafy greens, to balance calcium, restore vitamin K, and nourish your muscles from root to stem. You don't need to change everything overnight. Just pick one of these foods and make it part of your daily rhythm. Then pay attention. Notice how your legs feel. Notice how your sleep changes. And notice something else too. That feeling of taking control, of knowing what your body needs and giving it something better than a pill, something real. If this video helped you, I want to hear from you. Which food are you going to try first? Eggs, bananas, maybe a handful of almonds before bed? Drop your answer in the comments, because your experience might help someone else sleep better tonight. And if you want more practical, science-backed health tips, ones made for real people over 60, be sure to subscribe to this channel. Here at Golden Health 365, we believe growing older doesn't mean feeling worse. It means learning smarter, living better, and healing naturally. Click subscribe, turn on the bell, and join a community that's changing how we age, one choice at a time. You deserve a good night's sleep. Let's make sure your legs agree.